Beijing to introduce national security law for Hong Kong.
Here's a summary of the article.
Beijing will introduce a draft resolution to allow the National People's Congress to chart legislation for a new national security law tailor-made for Hong Kong that will proscribe secessionist and subversive activity, foreign interference and terrorism in the city, sources have told the Post. A Beijing source said the new law would ban all seditious activities aimed at toppling the central government and external interference in Hong Kong's affairs. Some opposition politicians have shut the window for Hong Kong to enact its own national security law, the source said, referring to the confrontational approach they had adopted towards Beijing. We can no longer allow acts like desecrating national flags or defacing of the national emblem in Hong Kong. The NPC decision will delegate the NPC Standing Committee to draft the new legislation for Hong Kong, which would be included in Annex 3 of Hong Kong's Basic Law, the source said. The new law will be introduced in Hong Kong through promulgation, without the need for local legislation. If the process as outlined by sources is confirmed, Hong Kong will finally have national security laws, 23 years after the handover of the city from British to Chinese rule. In 2003, the Hong Kong government was forced to shelve a national security bill after an estimated 500,000 people took to the streets to oppose the legislation, which they warned would curb their rights and freedoms.
This post received a score of 32,000, with an upvote ratio of 94%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
So the pandemic is the exact backdrop for the CCP to do whatever they want.
This is exactly what I think everyone in the world needs to agree on right now. Edit, I understand this won't happen, but a guy can dream.
Greater than this is exactly what I think everyone in the world needs to agree on right now. Governments around the world are using the coronavirus as a backdrop to do whatever they want. Don't worry, the governments of the world are getting the message. Maybe the wrong one though.
The Economist had an amazing article about which countries and which autocrats were using the coronavirus as a backdrop to solidify power. The Economist, a pandemic of power grabs.
Can you copy-paste, please? It's behind a soft wall. A pandemic of power grabs. #hashtag autocrats see opportunity in disaster. The world is distracted and the public needs saving. It is a strongman's dream. All the world's attention is on COVID-19. Perhaps it was a coincidence that China chose this moment to tighten its control around disputed reefs in the South China Sea, arrest the most prominent Democrats in Hong Kong and tear a hole in Hong Kong's Basic Law. China's actions in Hong Kong are especially troubling. Since Britain handed the territory back to China in 1997, Hong Kong has been governed under the formula of one country, two systems. China's ruling Communist Party has long yearned to crush Hong Kong's culture of protest. Article 22 of the Basic Law bans Chinese government offices from interfering in Hong Kong's internal affairs. Xi Jinping's incremental power grab in Hong Kong is one of many. They missed Australia.
And America.
And UK and France.
When an autocratic leader feels under pressure, it is common to exert force to both distract attention away from his own failings and criticism, and to generate a greater sense of nationalism. Putin has a consistent habit of doing this when his popularity ratings fall to new lows. Given Beijing is taking the easy option of exerting greater control over Hong Kong when China is still yet to see the full backlash from the global community, I really fear for Taiwan over the next 12 months.
It's different though. Taiwan has been completely self-governed for a long time.
True, that's why I said Hong Kong was the easy option. But when China gets desperate to keep face when the world is really pushing back against it next year, I don't think Taiwan's self-governance would matter to Beijing.
It will get interesting for sure. Big difference though. Hong Kongers are citizens with signs and umbrellas. Taiwan has an actual well-equipped military backed and supplied by the US. Anything happens on Taiwan soil and there's a guaranteed international conflict.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.